authorities want to do with this person heading southbound on the 110.
Yeah, and he is coming up to the, is he on the 5 at this point? No, he's still on the 1. He just passed the 5, so he stayed on the 110, so he's in the Elysian Park area right now. And as you mentioned, lots of cars on the road right now. Like, as you said, almost lunchtime. He will be passing through the tunnel, and we'll have to see what happens then. But you see there's a little bit of traffic on there. He's not driving as quickly as he was or as fast as he was earlier. He's in the 60-mile-per-hour range, so not too bad right now. And I don't know if we can pull back and see if the CHP has resumed tailing this vehicle. There's no sign of them at this time.
Well, there's the helicopter, there's the airship. Now we see a quick move off to the right, so it looks as if he might be leaving the freeway, which our map says that's the stadium way. So he's near Dodger Stadium at this point and off the freeway. So we're going to see, this is when it gets, somewhat scary for people to pull out in front of a vehicle who's showing such disregard. Now he's into oncoming traffic. The road there, pretty rough, but let's see where this is going to go, because now you can see he's running adjacent to the freeway, which that's the traffic that we were talking about that we thought he might be getting into.
Just trying to avoid that traffic. And we have Bruce Thomas, law enforcement expert, on the phone with us. Bruce, thank you for joining us for all of these pursuits, because we really appreciate your insight. What do you make of this so far, the fact that CHP has pulled back?
Yeah, well, good afternoon, Philip and Giovanna. What we have is, you have a vehicle which Rolls-Royces typically weigh a lot, and they're very, very durable. And I think CHP has pulled back just because we've seen a wanton disregard for public safety by this driver, both on the freeway and now off the freeway.
Well, and we're watching the way he's passing vehicles into oncoming traffic against right there. Somebody's not going to be expecting that turn when they're making a turn. So now we're seeing this person again. This is down near that 110 where you're exiting the freeway to go near Dodger Stadium, but now approaching Sunset Boulevard. So everybody's familiar with this, anybody who has driven through there. So it can get difficult to navigate this space with this type of traffic during this time of day. We're approaching lunchtime now, and this driver is going against traffic, freely turning whenever he wants to turn or she wants to turn. And Bruce, I think that shot right there showed what you're talking about. This vehicle is so heavy, it's going to continue going the direction that it is. So when he makes these turns, you can see he drifts into other lanes. It's not a sporting vehicle. It is a luxury vehicle that has a lot of power, but is not made for driving in this manner.
That's correct. I mean, Rolls-Royces typically, they weigh a lot. They're very smooth on the road. They're made for comfort, not for this type of driving. And we're seeing now also people are watching through social media or TV. They're coming out to watch this.
Yeah, we have seen that in the past. That is for sure. And
oh my goodness, into oncoming.
Right. Ooh.
Okay.
There it is.
Okay, so that
was a very, very close call.
And luckily, people saw it coming, but he went into that left turn. That wasn't even a left turn lane. So now we're stuck in downtown. And again, is he going to? I thought for a second there that was on a one-way street. But see that turn again? Again, it's these wide turns. Now he's pulling a U-turn to go back the other direction. And you can get really lost in this part of town.
And there are people crossing the street.
This is the problem at lunchtime. So CHP has included LAPD in this because clearly now he's
he made
off the freeway.
Right turn on a street.
Now he's under that walkway there.
He went into a parking structure.
Well, it's a parking structure, or isn't that a street that comes out on the other side? So there we are. He might be coming out here.
That's
if he's going to be there, but or he could have gotten out and gotten into that area.
Let's see if he comes out. Is this what street? Is this Figueroa?
Looks like it's Hope and West General. But again, you've probably driven through that. It's an area where it's now that section is that little open space that they've created, but that's a street.
If he was,
and could have gone under there to avoid helicopters. Right. But you see LAPD just to the left on the street there. So there is at least a patrol car there.
If he was going to try to ditch the car, that would have been the time, and maybe that's what he's done because we haven't seen him exit from that tunnel area there.
So, Bruce, what do you do at this point? You have an officer, and we're not certain if that officer was just there or if that officer was notified because of where the chase was. But what is the protocol now when you've got that vehicle under that open space there?
Well, this person obviously drove in there and probably parked the car and has foot bailed in a very nonchalant type manner to not draw attention to themselves. But if they're not law enforcement in the area, this person may just get away. That LAPD car that we see on the screen from Air 7 HD he was there on an unrelated issue. He may have heard the radio traffic or may not. But it seems like this person has ditched that vehicle and may just be one of those few that gets away.
Well, we're told that the person went into the parking structure at the Grand Hotel. But again, that makes things difficult, just as you were talking about, depending on the nature of the person. I see a patrol car on the other side there. Depending on the nature of the person, if they're able to walk casually into the building, we didn't really get a good look during our chase of what the person looked like. If they just pulled that Rolls-Royce into a parking structure, there were no immediate officers right behind as they went into that area. So we don't necessarily know where they are, and not sure that LAPD knows where they are.
And how do they even search, as if we don't know what the person looked like, if it's a female or a male? How would they proceed, Bruce?
All you can do is what they do is they can contain the area, set up a containment, do a foot search, which is very labor intensive with a canine, come in contact with people who seem to be maybe sweaty, maybe nervous, exhibiting signs of something else beyond just a regular person. And then they go from there. But at this point, over by the Disney Hall there, I think this person is going to get away.
Well, there's also the possibility, you did drive in with a Rolls-Royce. So I would think that the first question asked by LAPD is if anyone saw a person getting out of a Rolls-Royce. That's something unusual in general. And if you did, what was that person wearing? What did they look like? And then from there, you have a description. So, but we do have word that LAPD has requested the canine unit. So there is what you were just saying. They'll have to get there. So all of this works in the favor of the pursuit suspect, because the longer it takes them to get a description, get in place, get a canine with a scent, it's more opportunity for this person to just simply walk away.
Yeah, and Philip, to your point, you have a Rolls-Royce. It's not a vehicle you see every day. So when people see somebody running from it, people will take note of that and hopefully contact law enforcement when they're contacted. And it seems like CHP is responding to an area now where they may have some information.
And there is still, obviously, a level of danger here. And even approaching that vehicle, we don't know what's in that vehicle. Authorities don't know what's in the vehicle or whether this person was armed, correct?
Yeah, that's correct, Giovanna. You treat everything to the highest level until you know otherwise. So they're going to treat this person as being armed and dangerous. Not just someone that stole a vehicle from wherever they stole it, a dealership or a repair place, or maybe it's just a dispute of some sort.
Well, at this point, in many cases, the car is considered a weapon, and that could be assault. But we haven't, in that vehicle with that chase, what we watched, we did not see any kind of damage or any kind of accident involving anyone else. So, as you mentioned, you have to treat the suspect as armed and dangerous, but in some cases, the weapon was the vehicle. That wasn't the case in what we saw. At this point, right now, we're surveilling the area with Air 7, just as police are on the ground and in the air we did see some CHP officers down there as well, so it's not just LAPD, but they're just going to have to try to figure it out. The last we got was that the person had pulled into the parking structure at the Grand Hotel. And Bruce, if they didn't run from the vehicle, I don't know what would draw attention to them outside of it being the vehicle.
Yeah, you have someone that pulled into there. Obviously, that's got to be the point of the investigation, meaning the containment and the search for the suspect. He pulled in. Did he park somewhere? Did he just leave it, run away? Or, that's where you start.
And realistically, how long or how much time and how many resources will authorities put into this search?
Well, you got to remember, taking, a Rolls-Royce, taking any vehicle in a pursuit, they're all misdemeanor crimes. Until, like Philip said, until someone assaults someone with the vehicle, it doesn't go into a felony yet. So, how much effort and time? That's a pretty tough call. Maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half. But the drain on the resources, not just from CHP, but also LAPD, will cause an impact.
And I think one of the many difficult tasks that you're going to see with law enforcement is what we're watching. Person on the sideline there, or the sidewalk there with the camera. The person on the roof just simply walking by. You immediately wonder, okay, what is that? Is that?
Right.
So every single person right now in the Grand Hotel or in that surrounding area is a potential suspect, and that makes it incredibly difficult.
That's right.